it however you want to roll. It's good with me.
You can mention it.
Okay. So it looks like we're missing Anthony. I think that's it.
So Araya, do you want to try to play just a quick portion of that video? I'm going to start my video. A quick portion of D'Angelo's video and PowerPoint so we can see how it looks and if we need to make any adjustments before we get started. I can't hear it though. I see it, I just can't hear it. I can still hear it. I mean, I can still see it, just can't hear it.
So you guys can't hear anything?
No.
Oh.
No.
So you usually need to, when you go to share screen, you usually need to share the video and the audio specifically for it.
Permanent hire, temporary placement assignment, career opportunities for anyone looking for a chance to advance.
Yep, we can hear it.
Entry level.
Thank you, Anna. Hi, John. Anybody who's presenting who has not been made a co-host, could you raise your hand or let me know?
Araya, I was not able to hear anything you said other than co-host raise your hand.
That's what I said. If you haven't been named a co-host, please let me know. Raise your hand, send me a chat so I can make you a co-host.
You know, Ray, we only hear like every other word, so can't really hear or understand what you're wanting us to do.
Ray, do you want to send it out in the chat?
I think share to let us know so she can make you a co-host. And you can do that by raising your hand on the chat. Is that what you're trying to say, Ray? Perfect, yeah. Am I coming through clear? Awesome.
I have just some PowerPoint slides just for when I'm able to present. That's for Rent Technical College.
Awesome, thank you. Okay, so I know we have students joining, so this really, thank you for being prompt and on time, students. We're just quickly going to go over a couple of housekeeping items for our speakers today. So we have, I'm just gonna make sure we have everyone on the line. I have D'Angelo Carter, who will be speaking first after, actually Northwest Industrial Staffing sent in a video. We're gonna start there. And then we'll move on to Judy with HD Supply. Then we'll go to John Snyder, third. Then we'll go over to Ajax. So I think we have both Tracy and Bree on the line. And then we have University of Phoenix. Do we have Bob or Enrique on the line? Okay, we'll have to check on that. Then of course, Anthony Covington with Renton Technical. And Anna, can you pronounce your last name for me, Anna with Green River?
Brocious, so it's like an SH.
Brocious?
Like brocious.
Brocious, awesome, thank you.
Zenobia. Zenobia, we have someone else from Renton Tech.
Awesome.
Can you say your name?
Gerald Bradford.
Gerald Bradford. Okay.
And it looks like Enrique has joined us.
Thank you. I'm sorry, Gerald, you were with Green River? Or
Renton
Renton Tech.
With Renton Technical College.
Thank you. Okay, and that's all I have. Did I miss anyone as far as speakers are concerned?
So you have Kevin Broussard. I'm the regional recruiter for HD Supply. I support Judy's distribution center, so I'll be on the line as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Zenobia, Kevin will be presenting on our behalf.
There
Wonderful.
we go.
Thank you, Kevin. Okay. Looks like our number count is going up. So it just takes a little bit of time. So we'll give folks about 3 more minutes or so to get joined in. Araya will continue to let folks in via the waiting room here. So please make sure that your computer or phone or tablet, whatever you're using today, is on mute. Now might be a good time to make your announcement, and we'll make it again at the end. Dee, I think your phone is on mute.
Hello, welcome KSD students. Stay tuned, we're still letting folks in, but I want to let you know my name's Ms. Clem. I'm the College and Career Specialist at Kent Meridian High School, and we're so happy you're joining us today. We have 2 $25 Amazon gift cards that we're going to be drawing for at the end of the meeting. There's going to be a survey about this event that I'm going to post into the chat, and you need to complete that survey to qualify to potentially win one of those gift cards. So we'll get that in the chat at the end of the meeting, so stay tuned.
Thank you. I have to remember to call you Mrs. Clem on the phone and not Dee. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I have the kids call me Miss D too, so it's all okay.
Okay, cool. I like that. I like it. Do we have a number, Dee? We're going to go at your pleasure.
We're at 46 right now. We actually had 100 registered, and I actually have more right now that are emailing me, but I would say give it another minute or so and we can.
Okay. And thank you so much, Chris, for the note in the chat. We will make sure to take you off of a co-host, but you can just be a good co-host by not being on, have your sound and your video off, and we'll be good to go. Thank you for that note. No, students can have your video on. That's a great question.
We should let them know that you are recording, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So is there a What do you
I don't know how
Is
you're
there a
recording.
waiver that they can sign, or should we just have all students with no video so that we can record this and let other folks take a look at it?
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. If the plan is to record it and have it available for later.
Okay. Okay, we can do that. And then we get started at 1:05 on my
Yep.
time. Is
Yep.
that good?
I think that's great. Thanks.
You're welcome. Okay, all right, we'll go ahead and get started. So good morning, everybody. My name is Zenobia Harris, and I am the CEO for the Kent Chamber of Commerce. First, we want to say thank you to Kent School District for allowing the business community to participate in this event again this year. I also want to thank you, yes, you, the student, who has logged in to learn about the opportunities here in Washington State, but specifically opportunities here in the city of Kent. Today, we're going to hear from a diverse group of individuals, businesses, and schools to help you determine what options are available. Our goal today is that someone walks away with a plan and or resources to help them move their education and their career forward. So that is our plan and our goal for the day. So before I introduce our guest speakers for the day, I want to tell you a little bit about me and why this is so important. When I was in high school in California, I was what you would call the below average student, not because I wasn't smart. It was because I wanted to get out of high school as quick as possible. And that way I could get away from all of the different barriers that exist within my household. So I grew up in a house where education was not a priority, and no one really encouraged me to think about my life after high school. I think my family would have been okay with me getting 1 or 2 jobs just to get by, but really not have a plan for a career. And so, again, I really didn't have the wherewithal to strive for anything but survival. And so with that being said, it wasn't until I got my first job out of high school at a call center, and that's when I realized that I was smart. I realized that I had skills that I wasn't aware had value. And what I mean by that is because of my family circumstance and losing my mother at a very young age to gun violence, I developed a keen sense of empathy and ability to relate to a variety of different people. I was used to being in awkward situations, and I was used to being able to talk my way out of situations. And also I was there to figure things out for myself. And that and all of those traits are what brought me to where I am today. I am the first Black Chief Executive Officer of the Chamber of Commerce and the only Black CEO for a chamber in the state of Washington. So I understand the importance of seeing, hearing, and learning from people that look like you and want to see you grow. And so I also want to share that it was my formal education, my informal education, such as things like this, and my ability to ask for help when needed led me, the barely high school graduate, to complete both a bachelor's and a master's degree. My encouragement came from previous bosses and coworkers, and I'm telling you this because you have a unique opportunity today to hear from folks who are not only here to teach you something, they also believe in you, and they also may be able to relate with you. And that, my friends, is a privilege. And I urge you to use this and view these type of opportunities to better yourself and to understand that you are not alone. You are worth fighting for, and you can do whatever you put your mind to. So now a few housekeeping items. You are all on mute right now. You also are encouraged to turn off your camera so that we can record this for later viewing. If you have any questions, you're welcome to put those questions into the chat box, and we'll try to get those answered. And this is also, so I'm going to deem this space as an inclusive and safe space for everyone to learn. So please keep that in mind when engaging in this forum. And so with that being said, our first speaker for today was not able to make it. It is Northwest Industrial Staffing. Araya is going to go ahead and cue up that video to play. But before we do that, I just want to give a couple of minutes to the students to grab a pen and a piece of paper if you don't already have it, or you probably have your cell phone right by, to be able to write down some information. They're going to give out some really good nuggets. So Araya is going to go ahead and get that video started.
Hi, my name is Kevin Norris. I'm the Human Resources Coordinator and Recruiter for Northwest Industrial Staffing. Northwest Industrial Staffing has been honored to serve the Kent Valley area as well as Pierce and South King County for over 20 years and counting. We offer direct hire, temporary to permanent hire, temporary placement assignment, career opportunities for anyone looking for a chance to advance. Northwest has entry-level positions like general laborer, forklift operator, assembler, maintenance worker 1, and many other career opportunities for you to start from. To apply, it's simple. Go online to www.nwindustrialstaffing.com. After you fill out your online application, give us a call at 253-859-4788. Feel free to ask for myself, Kevin, Caitlin, or D'Angelo, and we'll let you know what we have available near you. Right now, you can get started today at Costco Optical Lab, Ready Bag Incorporated, Infinity Global Distribution, and many other companies that are ready to hire you. So don't hesitate. Go ahead, pick up the phone and give us a call at 253-859-4788 or beat the line. Go online, fill out your application first. www.nwindustrialstaffing.com. On behalf of the entire Northwest Industrial Staffing team and myself, I want to say thank you for your time, and we look forward to serving you.
Great. Awesome. So great video. Hopefully you guys were able to take that information down. If not, Araya will make sure that we get that into the chat. But I'll quickly go over the phone number. It's 253-859-4788. And in the chat, you'll see that number along with their email address. And with that being said, we're going to move on to our entrepreneur of the group. We're going to pass it on to John Snyder with Edward Jones.
Unmute myself. Hi there. My name is John Schneider. I'm a financial advisor with Edward Jones, and I wanted to kind of start with how did I get to become a financial advisor? First of all, I've been doing so for about 26 years now. You know, I kind of took the circuitous route. I went to high school in California, and then did a time like 2 years at a local community college, Santa Rosa Junior College. And then I transferred on to Michigan State to finish my degree from there. And when I was starting my degree at Santa Rosa Junior College, I had no idea that I was going to end up as a financial advisor 30 some years later. But I knew I needed to stay in school. And I guess a bit different than Zenovia's case, I did have the full support of my family and my mom and dad helping me with tuition. And my dad said, hey, listen, if you pay half, I'll pay half. So it was a pretty cool deal. And it felt really good to have that, and knowing that there were people behind you that loved you and wanted to support you. And so that's why I feel it important to kind of devote my time and energies in helping others like I was helped, but through this avenue with the Chamber of Commerce. So how did I get to be a financial advisor? Well, I got my degree from Michigan State, and that degree was actually in hotel restaurant management. And I spent about 5 years in that business. And after the 5th year, I knew it was, this just isn't where I want to go. So it's not necessarily about, that's not my end game. It was just a chance or a stepping stone into finding something else that really held my interest and my passion. And so I've been doing financial advising, like I said, for about 26 years. And I truly believe this is my calling. And so having found my calling, what is it that I do kind of on a given day, or how do I help folks? Kind of understand what a financial advisor does. You know, just to kind of give you an idea, when I'm sitting down to talk to folks, I usually help them understand where they are. That's really kind of the biggest thing that I think when I sit down with someone is, where are you right now? Take a snapshot of that. Then have the conversation of where do you want to be? Have a discussion that involves risk elements, time frames, things like that. I put something like this in front of them. I'm going to put this up in front of the camera. It says, it's coming up backwards, but it says making good choices. So it gives them the opportunity to understand how we interact with them, how we can help them, and then understand their situation, and then customize an approach for them that has that understanding and has an established process. And then we partner with the client as we go forward in time, potentially for the rest of their life or my career. And so with those kind of things kind of in place, it really helps me to feel empowered that I'm actually doing something good to help them understand not only where they're at, but then how do they get where they want to go. And so we do, in addition to that, we do at least annual, if not semi-annual reviews. And then we go forward and make sure that, you know, things are kind of coming out as they like or as they would expect. In addition, one of the things that we're doing is as a financial advisor in my branch here, Teresa and I, we have this branch in the north side of Kent. We're bringing in a new financial advisor. He's not technically a financial advisor yet, but we're going to be working and training him. He's coming out of a program through Edward Jones. That's the firm I work for. Edward Jones, called FACD, which is an FA development program here in the firm, where we bring students directly out of college. And you do need a college degree, I think, at this point, Jones, where we bring in these students right out of college. We train them, we kind of bring them up to speed. We commit some assets, so we commit households that we want to make sure that they've got something to work with once they land on the ground as a financial advisor. And so that person's going to probably be starting right after the first of the year. So we've got all these things that I think are important to make sure that, you know, when you get to the point where you've gotten to a spot in your life that is important, that you're feeling empowered, make sure you don't forget where you've come from, and to make sure that you do those things to others that have helped you get where you're at. So that's all I had to say for this this conversation today. So thank you and good luck to y'all.
Thank you, John. I appreciate you. John dedicates a lot of his time to the chamber. He is the chair of our Education and Workforce Committee that really works with the Kent School District to bring you programming like this. So John, thank you very much for your service. Now we are going to go into HD Supply, and we have from HD Supply, Kevin Broussard, who's going to give us an update on one of our local employers, HD Supply.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And we really appreciate the Chamber and Kent Meridian for inviting us to this event. Before I get into the jobs, which we have a lot of, what I'd like to do is just sort of explain at a real high level what HD Supply is. It's probably one of the most common questions that I have as a recruiter. And the best analogy I could use is, have any of you ever been into but we are like a Home Depot or a Lowe's for the commercial industry. So if you think about apartment complexes, senior living homes, hospitals, college dorms, federal buildings, managers, and teams. Well, those are our customers. So if they have one light bulb or 1,500 light bulbs that go out, or maybe one water pipe or a refrigerator, whatever you could think of in your local Home Depots, when they need to replace it, instead of going to their home, they place the order, and it's our promise to fulfill that order within 24 hours. So we like to compare ourselves like to an Amazon. You know, it's pretty much the same concept. Our customers get on our website, they place an order, and then we fulfill that order within 24 hours. So that's what we do. Pretty simple concept, but it's a very lucrative business. We're doing very well at it, especially in Seattle. We have a level 4 distribution center located in Kent, right across the street from Amazon, and we are always hiring. So what are we hiring for? Two major departments that we always have job openings for. One is called repack and the other is called case pick. Repack, think of repack as picking individual orders. So maybe one light bulb, maybe one water pipe, one screw. You pick one order, you put it on a cart, you bring it to the packers pack it, and then they bring it to transportation. And then our truck drivers, our transportation department, they make sure that the item is delivered. So that's repack. The other is case pick. So let's say one of our customers needs a case of light bulbs or a case of water pipes or whatever it may be. We pick those cases from the shelf. That requires experience on a forklift. We refer to them as a order picker or a cherry picker. And they pick those orders and same thing, go ahead, place them on a dock, transportation fulfills those orders. Now let's talk about repack. Repack starting wage is $15.50 per hour. It is a manual labor position. You stand on your feet for long periods of time, but other than that, it's just like grocery shopping. We have a software system called Vocalect. We refer to her as Jennifer. Same concept as Siri. Headphone, you have a mic, and Jennifer tells you where to go in the pick mod to pick your order. She's interactive, so if you have any questions for her, you could ask her, such as item description or repeat, where the order may be or so forth. And typically, it takes a week or two to get the hang of the whole process, but once you do, it's pretty basic. As far as case pick at some point you're going to be required to get certified on a cherry picker forklift. You don't have to have experience. We take entry-level positions or entry-level candidates, but what you do have to have is a strong work ethic. You have to be physically fit because it's a labor-intensive position, and you have to interview well, and that's something that I could help you with. Typically before you go through your interview, you pre-screen by me, the recruiter, and I'll give you pointers about your interview, what the hiring manager is expecting, how to present your best self, and yeah, that's it. So case pick starting wage is $15.50 per hour. Repack starting wage is $15.50 per hour. Case pick, it's $16.50 per hour. So it's a really good wage. You have to be 18 years old or older. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If I don't know that Judy's still on the line. Judy, if you'd like to add anything, could go ahead and do so. Other than that, see, Judy, it looks like Judy dropped off. I know she had an interview.
Hey, Kevin, I will jump in there. Thank you so much. Did a great job on that.
Thank you.
The one thing I would add is to also talk a little bit about our transportation team. We also hire a lot of local truck drivers, and they deliver all of these goods that we sell to a local route. We deliver from Bellingham down to Chehalis and out to the peninsula. Our truck drivers work Monday through Friday, which, if you know anything about truck driving jobs, it's really quite lucrative to get one that's just Monday through Friday during the day. You're not overnight somewhere. So they're good jobs. Our truck driving pay starts at $20.50 an hour. That can also be a pretty good career option, and doesn't require any special licensing other than a regular driver's license. So keep that in mind as a career option as well. So Kevin, thanks for describing HD Supply so well. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Judy. I do have a couple of points I'd like to bring. The first is education. Do you need a college degree to be successful in this industry? The quick answer is no. It does help. Eventually, you'll get to a point where you're competing against other managers who do have degrees, so you got to think about that. But essentially, you could start in supply distribution, work your way up, and within a decade, you or less, 8 to 10 years, you'd be looking at a six-figure income or close to it. So it's hard work, especially in the beginning, but if you're willing and able to push yourself through that, it could be a very, very lucrative career. Last thing I have is what I'd like for everyone to do is grab a pen and paper, something to write with, or take out your phones and do that right now, please. I'm gonna give you a couple of seconds. So what I want to do is give you my phone number, and that number is 253-313-4303. I say again, it's 253-313-4303. If you are 18 years of age or above, we have open interviews at the distribution center outdoors on Thursdays and Fridays. And if you're 18 years of age and you would like to be interviewed for either a part-time or full-time position, feel free to give me a call. I'll go ahead and do pre-screening with you. And if everything goes well, we'll invite you for an in-person interview. Thank you very much, and that's all I have.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Kevin. Looks like there's a lot of opportunity here locally at HD Supply. Now we are going to go over to Tracy, who is the program manager for AJAC. And I think she'll explain to us what AJAC is.
Yes, thank you, Zenobia. This is good. I love listening to all this stuff to educate myself on what's out there. I'm Tracy Turcott. I'm the Youth Apprenticeship Manager with AJAC. AJAC stands for the Aerospace Joint Apprenticeship Committee. So we work as a nonprofit organization that has apprenticeship opportunities with aerospace and advanced manufacturing companies. So whenever I come onto webinars or any kind of calls like this, I talk about two different factors. Well, we provide apprenticeship education with advanced manufacturing companies. And even though it says aerospace in our name, we do service a lot of just advanced manufacturing companies that deal with construction products, medical, maritime, things that don't even touch aerospace, but unfortunately we do have that in our name, so we get kind of pinged for that in the beginning that's there. So what we do, in my role, what I do is I work with, we have a few school districts around the state of Washington where 16 and 17-year-olds can get registered apprenticeship hours through the state of Washington that leads to a journeyman's card. Now, I always, I love it when I'm in a class and people can raise their hand or shake their heads, but I always ask students what if they know about apprenticeship, if they've heard about apprenticeship. Generally, if you hear about apprenticeship, a lot of it is based in the trades, but apprenticeship is pretty much all over the state in a lot of different industries, going from manufacturing to construction to healthcare, IT, even in education. Apprenticeship is paid on the job training. Generally, if I'm in a classroom at 7:30 in the morning, that's the first thing that everybody hears is paid on the job training. But really, this is what apprenticeship looks like. So here's my very technical slide right here. On a scale of 100%, 93% of your time with our training agents in manufacturing will be spent on on-the-job training in a manufacturing setting. That means your classroom now becomes one-on-one with the mentor in the trades. Now, 7% of your time is what we call RSI, Related Supplemental Instruction, and that's your college level class. And that's the theory that's there to support that 93% of on-the-job training that you have. So generally, when I talk to classes about apprenticeship, it's that student that says, you know, I like class, I like my teachers, I just don't want to sit in class. I'm a hands-on learner. I like to do. It's for the student who was younger, like to take apart things. I always laugh. I'm like, how many of you took apart an old VCR at home and then tried to put it back together? And luckily put it back together and everything, you didn't have any leftover pieces. But manufacturing is really about that hands-on learning, tearing apart, building, having a little bit of also some artistic background to be able to see all these different things that come to play when you're building products that are out there. So that paid on the job training experience is huge because at the end of that, you know, if you look at when you go into different college classes, you get a degree afterwards, you get a certificate. Your degree at the end of apprenticeship is called a registered journeyman's card. Now that journeyman's card for the state of Washington, if you're an apprenticeship that is registered through the state of Washington through Labor and Industries, that is a nationally certified journeyman's card where you can go anywhere in the United States and get that pay rate when it comes to it. So why is apprenticeship important? It keeps jobs here in the state. It keeps you working. It keeps you also learning as you're going on. And the employers, and a lot of times, will reimburse you for your classes after you go through apprenticeship. You also get wage progressions going through apprenticeships as well. And it's a great way for, I said, employers to invest in their students at that time. What is manufacturing? What do we do for our classes? We have things such as a production technician that works on a shallow level look of manufacturing, an industrial maintenance technician that also does one. They're about 2,000 to 3,000 hours. They take about a year to a year and a half, all the way up to our longest apprenticeships, which are our machinists, tool and die maker, someone who's actually making tools, plastics molding technician, someone who's working with plastics, which is a huge thing right now in aerospace, sheet metal, working in CNC, which is the computer numeric controls, doing a lot of the mechanical things. Those apprenticeships take about 4 years for you to complete. Classes are generally held one night a week, so which is nice about that is that you don't have to do a heavy class load again, because it's only that 7% that's there. There's a, you know, right now, and I know that there's a few other people that are out there, and I know I waving to Chris names because he knows the industry well. But when you look at manufacturing and construction, really, no matter if you go through recessions, if you go through pandemics, you go through any highs and lows of the industry, it will always pick back up. And that's one of the things that our employers are saying right now. You know, they kind of backed up a little bit because of the pandemic, but our employers now are saying, hey, listen, we're going to start ramping up after the first of the year. So we're looking for skilled people to work in manufacturing. So we're proud to work with small to medium-sized manufacturers to provide this apprenticeship education that's there throughout the state of Washington. And we do cover the whole state of Washington. I work with the youth here on the west side. We have a gal that works with our youth on the east side too. But we have about 250 training agents around the state that have our training programs there. And then we have about 300 apprentices that are registered through the state of Washington. Of those 300, about 80 right now are youth that are 16 to 18 year olds finishing their production technician or their automation technician apprenticeship. My timer's about ready to go, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the chat our website. I know that we were going to, some people had videos and everything that they were going to show, but we have great videos on our website. It's ajactraining.org. And again, when I get done talking, I'll put that in the chat feature. Again, it's ajactraining.org. So there's great things for you guys to say, hey, I like this idea of manufacturing, working with my hands. I like apprenticeship. I like to get paid while I learn. Definitely some great opportunities for you guys to check out there. 3 seconds to spare. Take it away, Zenobia.
Way to go, Tracy. Yes, awesome. Thank you. So now we're going to move on to our section where we're speaking with educators. So we have a university, we have a technical college, and also a community college. The purpose of this is because not everyone is going to go on the same path. And so we want you to know that there are options out there, as well as with the apprenticeship and then all of the different educational opportunities available. So now we're going to pass it over to Enrique with the University of Phoenix. You have 6 minutes.
All right, hey guys, I'm Enrique Arvayo with the University of Phoenix. Welcome Kent School District and those everybody from KM. My daughter graduated from the Kent School District herself just last year from Kentwood. And she also is on a path and already started her college career over in New York City with a partial dance scholarship. So I definitely can talk to a little bit as far as education pathways. I appreciate all the prior presenters because realistically your education pathway is going to really kind of go in two different paths. You know, as I kind of see where the trends are going, you really have to have some type of skilled trade or have to have some type of formal education in order to be competitive right now. But how you identify that pathway is going to be really important. The key things I always tell our individuals when I'm working with adult learners, because that's what I specialize in, individuals like me who maybe started a pathway in college and weren't able to finish at some point and are now looking to return back to school later in life. You know, I always ask them, you know, what are your skills that you have right now? What are some of the jobs or the careers that you see that you want to be in? What are those job requirements actually are needed, and what skills do you lack? So kind of as you think about those things right now, early kind of in your life and what you want to do, think about all those things that said that you already have that at your power. Some of the key things and the needed skills right now still are basic technology, collaboration, and agility. And what I mean by that is that everything that we do revolves around some form of technology, some form of application, some form of process in order to better communicate or to better execute what we want to get accomplished as far as a job performance. Collaboration, we all have different teams we're working with, and how we work and organize our thoughts, and those plans will definitely help, you know, progress as far as your career. And then agility, being just able to be very, very flexible, adaptable, and take your skills and those things that you learned in order to be transferable and to continue to grow. So whether you're working in a skilled trade like a machinist or an electrician or an HVAC, or you're looking to go more of an academic end and position yourself within marketing or e-commerce specialist or data analytics, all those things are going to really combine to help you kind of see where you're at, what you really your passions are, then how you can really identify those things. You know, I encourage you that as you move forward with your next steps within what you want to do with your schooling, take a step back and find positions that you think are noteworthy for you, that are very, I would say, you find enticing, and try to mentor with somebody. Find somebody in those positions to talk to, ask them what they do, what they like about that job, what they hate about that job, what it took to get to that position, what skills are needed, and what type of credentials are required. As you do that and you work backwards, you're going to find yourself being able to create a plan that actually moves forward. And you're going to save yourself a lot of time, and also just a lot of money. And you're just going to help yourself be a lot more efficient in your steps moving forward. And that's about all that I have.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Enrique. More information about University of Phoenix and being able to take classes online. I'm sure Enrique can drop something in the chat for us there. Thank you so much. So now we're going to go on to Gerald and Anthony from Renton Technical College. You both are probably on mute.
All right, Ms. Zenobia, can I get access to, so I can share my screen? Or is it set up already?
It's set up.
Okay. All right. Good afternoon, students. Usually my name is Gerald Bradford, and I'm the reentry manager for Department of Corrections, and I work at Renton Technical College. Boy, just briefly what I do is I work with incarcerated individuals, and the reason why I'm here today is so that maybe I can present information to you to persuade you to go to college and or get into a trade, so that you don't make the wrong decisions, so that you're ending up working with me, and that means that you're coming out of a correctional facility. So can you see this where it says why college? Zenobia, is that clear?
Yes, it is.
Okay, should I blow it up a little bit? Is that better right there?
Put it in slideshow mode so that way just the slide is there. We'll be able to see the full screen.
Okay, slideshow mode.
From beginning, yep.
Okay, why college? The median household income in the United States in 2017 by educational attainment. And as you can look, these financial figures are set up for the kind of education that you have. The more education you have, the more likelihood you're going to make more money that's associated with it. What to study actually does matter. At the top of my slide, the majors, there are majors with the highest earnings, and then there are majors with the lowest earnings. But I would say for those that are thinking about going to college and pursuing what they want, please do not be, money is important, but do not let it be the motivator for what you want to do. Sometimes peace and happiness and just making sure that you have identified your right path, your career path, sometimes it's more rewarding than just going and making money. But money is important. At Renton Technical College, we have advanced manufacturing. We offer culinary arts. We offer programs with information technology. We offer programs in business management, health and human services, and transportation technology. Why training at a four-year college? What type of trainings that are available out here? Four-year public and private colleges, two-year community college, there's two-year technical college apprenticeships, which one of our other speakers has talked about, and the military. The military, 5 branches: Department of the Navy, Department of the Air Force, United States Coast Guard, Department of the Marines, and then the Army. Apprenticeships were just talked about. Four-year public and private. You have University of Washington, which is my alma mater, Washington State, and then Central Washington, Whitman, Eastern, Seattle University, Western Washington, and Pacific Lutheran. Why four-year college? There's lots of degree options. There's a higher earning potential with regards to your degree. Campuses that work for you, and there's a competitive application process that's associated with four-year college. For technical community colleges in Washington State. Why community or technical college? Well, for one, they're cheaper. We offer smaller classes, and 40% of all bachelors graduate from public universities, Washington State, and community technical colleges. Technical colleges, 5 technical colleges in Washington State. There's Bates, Bellingham, Clover Park, Lake Washington, and Renton Technical College. Why technical college? We're hands-on, skills-based education. We have higher job placement rates, and we have higher completion rates. Paying for college. This is when you're looking at different programs for paying for school, your private vocational career schools, that cost about $30,000. Private four-year colleges cost about $40,000. The state schools, so that's UW, Washington State, are around $11,000 to $12,000. But the technical community colleges are at $4,500 for programs. So why paying for college? Financial algebra at a Pacific PLU would be around $3,900. The University of Washington Central between $1,300 and $1,900, but that same math class at Renton Technical College is $637. Paying for college, what you need to look into is FAFSA or WASFA, and these are online and they're free. I would highly urge, if you're trying to go to college, be able to start with these sites in order to be able to pay for your education. Paying for college, here's some scholarships. I can go kind of quickly. Getting started with RTC. The first thing you do is connect with an entry advisor. You apply for admissions and financial aid. There's an online admissions application. What skills do you need before you start? Register for classes, tuition, and buy books. If you're currently in high school, there's a program called CTE Dual Credit. It's where you're able to get college credits while you're going to school. Something that you may want to talk to your counselors about, because if you're able to get high school credit while you're in high school, if you're able to get college credit while you're in high school, it's substantially less than actually paying for it at the college. Learn more there. Okay, running start. If I have any folks in here that are in the 11th or 12th grades, they can take college courses at RTC. Both in high school and college credits are earned, and students and their families do not have to pay full tuition. The key is this: when you are looking to try to fund your education, it's going to cost money. So you're going to have to work with your folks in order to be able to figure out how to pay for that, your college. And I'm not sure how much more time I have.
You're good to wrap up here in a minute.
Okay, thank you. So I just wanted just to keep in mind that at the end of the day, I was saying, you hang with 9 broke friends, you're bound to be the 10th one. So if you're hanging with 9 college students, that makes you a college student. If you're hanging with 9 folks that work at Walmart, that makes you the 10th one. So what I would encourage you students to find those that are moving in the same direction that you are, align yourself with them, network them, and work as a collective unit to get to your holistic goal. Thank you for your time. Oh, and Zenobia, I want to tell you that I have the same shared life experience that you do. Thank you.
Thank you for saying that. I appreciate you. We'll connect offline. So our last presenter before we open it up to questions is Anna, and Anna is with Green River Community College and looks like she's going to be talking about financial aid specifically. Just want to make the note that all of these resources and things that we're throwing out to you, you will have access to. We'll get those over to Miss D, and she'll make sure that you guys get that information. So for now, go ahead and take it away, Miss Anna.
Hello, thank you for the introduction, Zenobia. It's been really a pleasure to be here today and listen to all of you and hear about all of the amazing things happening and employers that are here in the Kent area. So Green River College, I work as the financial aid outreach specialist. So that means I specialize in helping students like you get through the financial aid application process. It can be confusing, it can be complicated. And so that's why I'm here to help you. So if you ever have questions, feel free to reach out to me. I will post my contact information in the chat when we're done so that you can have a resource to go to. You don't have to plan on going to Green River College. I will help you wherever you want to go. So this is our a little bit of our gator here. So our mascot is the gator. So we have a lot of Green River College spirit. I was really excited to take on this position. I am from the local area. I'm from Seattle area. I'm born and raised, and I also actually started my higher education career as a Running Start student myself at Bellevue College on the east side. So after I did Running Start for 2 years, I transferred to a private university on the East Coast. I was sure at the time that what I wanted to do was be a diplomat and travel the world and represent the United States, doing public service work. I got in school, I was in DC, and I realized, wow, I really don't want to do this. This does not match me at all. I want to do something where I can be in public service and have an impact on people. So I decided that the best way to do that would be to move back home and work in a community where I can work with a diversity of people. So that's why I'm here right now, and I love my job. So I want you all to think about, you've heard from a lot of people today what their career paths are, but where do you want to be in 10 years? What are some of the things you enjoy doing? What are the skills that you have, and what don't you want to do? And that's going to get you on a really good path to figure out what your next steps will be. So figure out what is your pathway. And the great thing, we'll talk about Green River College, but we have so many different degree opportunities. Community college is awesome because we have trades opportunities. We have 4-year degrees, we have 2-year degrees, we have certifications. There's a lot of different things that you can do. So sometimes you can start thinking, hey, I want to get a bachelor's degree in IT, but throughout the way you take some classes, you talk to some of your classmates, and you end up finding out that you actually like doing something else. And that's totally fine when you're at a community college. You're exposed to a lot of different things that you might not have known prior to going to college. So that's why it's a great environment. It's a great way to be able to transfer to a 4-year university. As our previous speakers have mentioned, it's way cheaper. You can take some of the same classes than you have at a university for a much cheaper price. You can be right in your own community. As we'll mention, we've got campuses in Auburn, Kent, and Enumclaw. So we have places that are right next door to where you live. We've got day classes, evening classes, weekend classes, so you can kind of take classes right now in COVID. We've got online classes that are synchronous and asynchronous, so you can kind of take classes when they fit the best for your schedule. We've got small class sizes and individualized attention, and you don't have to take the SATs or anything to get into college here. So that's what's really nice. This is our campus. It is a gorgeous campus. We have hiking trails on campus. We've got an incredible view of Mount Rainier. It's a really, really great place to go and learn and be inspired. So like I said, here are all of our different campuses. We offer different programs and different classes at different campuses. So you'll want to check with us first if you want to take classes, say at Kent campus, if that works for the program or degree that you're interested in. So like I said, we've got 50+ degree options, certificates, which can take you 11 weeks to complete, all the way to a 2-year and 4-year degree. We've got student housing on campus if you want to be able to move out and live in your own housing. We've got a lot of campus life. We have international students from all over the world, and one of the highlights that our students really talk about is being able to meet people from all over the world just in their classes. We've got career and technical programs. We work really closely with industry and employers in the community so that before you leave, you actually have a job before you end your degree. And we've got all different types of resources. We've got fun activities going on all the time. Free tutoring. If you're one of those students who really struggles with math, you're not alone. You've got free tutoring to help you out along the way. So these are some examples of all of our associate degree programs. There's a lot. You can do nursing, be a physical therapy assistant, go into political science, accounting, criminal justice. We have so many different options for you. So definitely take a look at it when you have a chance. There's probably something that you want to do. We probably offer it. So next we've got our bachelor's degree programs. We have a number of bachelor's degrees. We actually have a nationally recognized IT program as well. So we've got, that's very popular right now. Everybody wants to go into the IT sector. So that is a great option for a lot of students. And we've got lots of electives. Is my time up?
Not to rush you. No, what I'd like to do though, because you're giving really great information, and I know that we probably have some questions. And so we have the opportunity, Ms. Clem, you let me know if this is okay. We have the opportunity for students who have questions specifically for education and financial aid to go into one breakout room and ask their questions. And the other students who just have basic general questions can go into, or can stay in this. Or our second breakout session, Araya, is, why did I just draw a blank? For jobs. So if you wanted to get more information specifically from HD Supply, is that okay if we allow folks the opportunity to drop into those rooms?
Yes, I just want to, before everybody heads, are we going to be done after the breakout rooms? Or are we going to come back?
We're going to come back.
Okay. So if you go into a breakout room, don't forget to come back, because the survey that's going to get you a potential prize will be posted after you come back from the breakout room.
Yeah, so we'll just give you a couple minutes to, if you have questions for two groups? That's a really good question. How about we open it for questions? Let's hear that question now. So you can take yourself off of mute if you have questions for both.
Hi. So one of the questions that I have just in general is, I've looked for like jobs, and like a lot of the time they say that you have to be like legally certified to work. So how do you do that?
I'm not sure what legally.
Actually, I'll go ahead and take that one. I know that one of the challenges that we have right now with our students is a lot of employers require employees to be 18. And there are some conditions on full-time students that are under 18 as far as the hours that they can work and the conditions in which they can work. And we have, if you are working, there's an opportunity for you to get credit for that at the school through the, so get a hold of your college and career specialist at your school, and they can connect you with the person at your school that can help you look for work that you can qualify for if you're under 18, and can also get you school credit for that. Does that help?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Okay.
Awesome. I think we're going to stay in this form because we're running close to time, and I hate for folks not to be able to come back. So if you have a question, you are able to unmute yourself. I know that there's a question in the chat about being 14 and wanting to work. I think what maybe Enrique had talked about, or maybe Gerald talked about, is maybe doing some shadowing and looking at different opportunities for maybe internships, or going in and, you know, having meetings with folks that are in a specific industry. But as far as working at the age of 14, I would have to really defer that to a professional, and I can get that answer over to Dee. Thank you. Another question we have?
I have a question. So about what I'm hearing about the 16 years old or above, what is that company refers to?
I'm sorry, when it says 16, say it one more time.
Well, I just heard from a man
they can work 16 or above, and I don't know which company are they hiring for 16.
I would contact Northwest Industrial Services, or I'm sorry, Northwest Industrial Staffing. It was the very first presentation. Their phone number and email is in the chat. Because they are a staffing agency, they probably have the answer to that. So I would give them a call.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and it looks like we have a couple of questions in the chats kind of, so we have the 14-year-old, we have 15-year-old, and she asked 16, and now we have 17. So in general, it's pretty tough to find an employer that will hire a 14 or 15-year-old. They can, but they have to complete a lot of paperwork, and there are a lot of limitations on that work. 16 and 17-year-olds, typically they can find work in some of the fast food restaurants, although they also now sometimes ask that employees be 18, but McDonald's, Burger King, Chick-fil-A will hire 16 and 17-year-olds. Also, the grocery stores will hire 16 and 17-year-olds too. So those are good places to start. And again, you can reach out. Oh, and Tracy.
Hey,
go ahead, Tracy.
I just want to jump in with that one because we actually work with Teen Worker Safety for L&I because we do have registered apprenticeship for 16 and 17-year-olds. There are, and we hear about a lot of the opportunities for 16 and 17-year-olds, but just like Ms. Clem said, is you are limited for the hours that you have to work. You can work during the school week. You can work up to 20 hours. If you have a variance letter, you can work up to 28 hours. And the biggest thing, when we go to a lot of like career conferences where we're talking about how do you, a 16, 17, even 15-year-olds get jobs, is talk to your families, talk to your neighbors, and find out what's out there. It's a little different with COVID right now, but we used to tell students, go grab a resume and go walk around your local mall, go walk around your downtown sector. A little shout out for the Chambers of Commerce there. But you know, also those are the Chambers of Commerce are your biggest networking pieces to find out where those jobs are at. And you'd be amazed when you talk to young adults these days, the jobs and things that they've found. But a really riveting website is Labor and Industries Teen Worker Safety that has a lot of information about employment opportunities for 15, 16, and 17-year-olds. Thanks for letting me hijack that.
No worries.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, drop that link in the chat if you can. It looks like that's what you're doing. Drop that link in the chat. There was a question specifically for education. I'm going to pull it back up, and it was, when looking at schools for architecture, would you get the most out of a university, an art school, a tech school, or community college?
I'll go with that. Thank you for the question. And at the end of the day, I'd ask you this: do you have a money tree in your backyard? And what I mean by that is, can we go outside and go pick $100 bills off the tree? And if that answer is no, you probably live at a household like mine, where you live with parents who are going to be funding your education. That means the parent will be paying for it along with financial aid. If you went to the community college and the technical route, or even if you started running START, those are programs that are set up in order to mitigate the cost. What I mean for mitigate is to make it less expensive for you to actually go to school. So if you're having to fund your education, and if you do not have a money tree, you might want to look at the community, the Green Rivers, the Renton Technical Colleges, the Bellevues, and then go get your AA from our school, and then you move on to University of Washington. And actually at this point, Bellevue College, Renton Technical, and a number of us are offering 4-year degrees now. So our options are starting to change, but the difference between us and the 4-year is less expensive, and you do not have to take an SAT to get into our school.
Wonderful, thank you. So we're running up against time, so just want to make the reminder that the survey is not mandatory, but it'd be a good idea. Your odds are probably good of winning that gift card, so complete that survey. And I just want to personally thank everyone. Again, thank you, Kent School District, for the opportunity, but thank you so much to our presenters. I wish we had more time because you all have great opportunities for our students, but what we will do is send out a resource, a one-page resource sheet with everything that we had in the chat, all of the wonderful links and the phone numbers that are available to you, and we'll make sure that Miss D gets that over to you. Yes, I'm getting the thumbs up. Great. So I appreciate you. Again, we are here really to be a resource for you, and I'm speaking specifically for the Chamber and the Chamber's partners. So all of the folks here are involved with the Chamber, and we are here. So if you have a question or you need more information, you need help with your resume, email us at info, I-N-F-O, @kentchamber.com, and be on the lookout for our for some information from us about internships as well here at the Chamber. So Ms. D, is there anything that you want to say?
I am good. I really appreciate everyone who took the time to present to our students today, and to you, Ms. Harris, and the Chamber for all of your help and your partnership, and for all of our students who came today. Thank you guys so much.
Wonderful. All righty. Well, we're going to end on time. Everyone have a wonderful day. If I can have my speakers stay on the line, that would be awesome. And then we'll just drop everyone else. Miss D, if you can stay, that'd be great too.
I'll stick around.
Okay, thank you.
The Chamber's website, please.
Info, like information, info @kentchamber.com.
I'm putting it in the chat.
Thank you.
Miss Clem,
Yes.
what about the Amazon gift cards?
Yeah, so if you complete the survey, you're going to enter your school email on that survey, and that's how you're going to enter to win the gift card.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, yep. And I just put the link one last time in there to the survey.
Okay, have a good day.
Thanks, you guys too. Thanks for coming.
You're welcome.
Okay. Hi, Lori. I didn't know you were on. Hi, Lori.
Hello. I'm quietly watching.
I see.
And my coworker Kendall's still here too, I see.
Is that Kay White?
Yep.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, looks like we're good. Okay, I just wanted to just quickly, because I was kind of going quick, I appreciate you so much for being able to do this. I think, in my personal opinion, I think it went well. I think there was a lot of great information. Hopefully we'll have some follow-up and you guys will see some traction as it relates to students, you know, coming in for internships or apprenticeships or something. I know that the needle has been moved. So I appreciate that. So be on the lookout for something from the Chamber. I don't know what, because the Education Committee, we're really responsible for this relationship with Kent Chamber and, you know, being in front of the students. And so I just wanted to make sure from a Kent School District side, was there anything, you know, because I know you guys have this week-long program going on, is there anything we can do as this community here to provide you with more resources to give out to the students?
I think this was great. I think the idea about having a one-page sheet kind of summary with resources that we can send out, because it's also something we can send out to students who are unable to make it today too. Yeah. So I think it'd be great.
Yeah, we can do that.
Lori?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you all so much for being here and for coming. And this is what's the mystery of all these events. Like, we have no idea how many are going to show up, but versus I was really pleasantly surprised how many signed up and then how many actually showed up today. That was great. So yeah. So each event we can't quite decide, which makes it a little difficult for planning for things like door prizes and other things like that. But
Lori, I'm so glad you mentioned the work-based learning part of it, because I meant to say that like with our program, students can get high school credit for that, and also and then you get college credit and stuff. But that's such a huge piece because we rely on that a lot with the school districts we work with for our work-based learning specialists.
Well, and I think it's interesting. It did seem like all of the questions were based around these kids really needing work, which I think is a little reflective of our time and where our families are at the moment. Because I know I always have those 14 and 15-year-olds, like, you know, really wanting work, and it's just really tough to find them those opportunities. But it's great that they joined on, and I think they learned a lot about pathways and what opportunities there can be and how to prepare for those things.
Shoot, I learned a lot.
I know, that was good.
Especially Anna was like, ooh, I need to get this information for my stepkids.
All right.
Awesome. Well,
Reach out
good.
to me for sure.
Well, good. Well, now we're all a resource for each other. I know, Dee, at the end of the week on Friday, you guys are doing a big drive-through event. And so this is just my request to the business community and the education partners that are on the line right now. Kent School District would like to be able to give out some great prizes for the students and their parents that come out to this event. So this is just my one ask. If you are able to donate anything, whether that's a gift card, whether that's swag from your university, whether it's an iPad, anything that you can, I think it would be great to be able to give that to the kids at the end of the week. I think it's going to be at Friday. It's going to be at Wilson Park. It's going to be this great.
Yeah, and we do have Green River and Renton Tech. Kendall's been in touch with them. So
okay,
you guys are on the hook already.
You guys are on the
and
hook
it actually
already.
it's actually just for seniors. It's part of our just like we only have so much capacity. So and there's a map your career booklet in it that's put by this the Workforce Development Committee, and then we're wanting to include swag from different opportunities for students as they head off to graduation. So that's sort of
We might have some stuff for AJAC
really
stuff.
good.
We might have a few t-shirt stuff that we can. Who should I contact?
Great. Tracy, email me.
Okay, we'll do.
Yep. Thanks.
Cool. Awesome. Well,
thanks,
thank you
Zenobia.
so much. Gerald, do you have my information? You should have it. Let's connect offline. I have a couple of opportunities for you. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Well, good. Well, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you all soon.
Thanks,
Bye.
Zenobia.
You folks, stay safe, folks.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have a great rest of the day. Bye.
Bye.